You want me to go right into showing the tools and stuff and then kick it to you, or how you want to
Yeah.
do it?
Go ahead. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Show the tools and stuff and kick it to me.
All right, cool. All right, well, welcome. I know I've met some of you. A lot of you have seen my face before. I recognize some names. And for those of you new don't know anything about Medicare, thank you for joining. This is great. Bill was able to put this together. My name's Zach Wilson. I'm a sales manager here at Neishloss and Fleming. For those of you that don't know, we are a top tier FMO located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we work very closely with Divine Insurance Group, Bill, and all his agents to really just help you guys, succeed in the industry and give you the tools necessary to do so. We are a nationwide FMO for those of you that don't know. So we are licensed in every state to maintain that title within integrity. And, kind of going up the ladder here, we are an integrity branded or an integrity owned company. Most of you people have probably seen or heard of integrity in some form or fashion, but the way that it is designed is it gives us a lot of tools that normally agents would have to pay for out of their own pocket. You don't have to pay anything. All you have to do is have a contract with Divine Insurance Group, and you get everything that I'm about to show you at no charge. We all know CMS has requirements out there that we need to abide by in order to maintain our license and also to provide the seniors, because to Bill's point, providing the seniors with the to direct the seniors through the Medicare maze is a skill in its own, and there's not enough people out there that do it adequately. A lot of good agents out there, but there's also a lot of kind of slimy agents out there that don't do things the way it's supposed to. Don't worry, you'll remain compliant with some of the tools I'm about to show you. So Bill, just let me know whenever you can see my screen again, if you would, sir.
Yes, I can see it.
Perfect. All right. So what you guys are looking at is called Integrity Connect. It used to be called Medicare Center. If you guys have one of these already, fantastic. If you don't, all you need is an approved contract through Bill, and just signing up with just your NPN and basic information. But what this is it's not just an enrollment platform. Okay. This is a tool within itself. Can you take apps here? Absolutely. And I'll show you how to do that. Can you run quotes here? Absolutely. But there's so many other layers to this platform that I think that you will find very valuable. And it's continuing to get better as we go on. They did a lot of updates during AEP, which I'll be honest with you guys, I wish they would have done them prior to so everybody knew how to use them, not during the sales season. And we have given that feedback to them. So hopefully next year we don't get new stuff thrown on us during sales season, but it is constantly updating. And just to let you guys know, a typical cost if you were to go out and acquire something like this yourself, most agents pay about $3,500 a month for the platform that I'm about to show you. Okay. So when you log in, this is what you're going to see. You've got your dashboard, clients, production, marketing, learning, view as, my benefits. You guys won't see the view as, sorry, that's just on mine. And I'm going to go through some of these with you. So up in the corner here, this is where your pretty much all of your information is going to be housed. So the first thing I want to go over, as we know, if you are doing an enrollment over the phone, that call does need to be recorded. The number one thing that agents always say is, oh my gosh, where am I going to get this number? Don't worry about it. As soon as you sign up for Integrity Connect, you're actually assigned one. As you can see down here in the bottom left corner, that is my Medicare Center or Integrity Connect, excuse me, Integrity Connect phone number. Any activity going out of this platform or dialed into that number will automatically be recorded and stored. For the new CMS compliant proposed 7 years instead of 10. To me, that's not a big deal. Once it's stored, it's stored. But it will store it for the CMS compliant regulation, and you don't have to worry about it. So that's really nice. Where you can find that is you just click into the upper right hand corner, click on account, and you'll see kind of your account setting, agent profile, selling permissions, things like that. Another thing that you have here as well is a Pearl or your plan enroll link. If you have somebody that wants to shop you or get to know you or see what plans you offer, you can copy this link and send it to them, and you have your own personalized agent website. One thing that I like to do is, for agents, upload a nice photo. They do get scrubbed by Integrity, and same with your About Me page. So, like some random things. I'm Zach Wilson. I've been in insurance for 10 years. I have a daughter, blah, blah, blah. Tell a little bit about yourself, a little bit about the industry, kind of show your personality a little bit. One thing that I've seen over the past couple AEPs is if you do speak another language, that will bode very well for you. So definitely, selecting that and picking the languages that you do speak will really help you out going forward. And those types of niches will get you a lot of referrals as well. um, Office location, office hours, what program or what policies you're licensed to sell, how many years experience, things like that. Once you do all that, it does go to integrity. They will scrub it for compliance. Anything that needs to be changed, they'll let you know. Some examples like like if you're a fisherman, you like to fish down here. A picture with you holding a fish isn't going to get approved, unfortunately. It has been kicked back before. But another thing in this area too is your selling permission. So if you're interested to see what you're approved to sell with, both life and health, you have it in here as well. Real quick, for those of you that aren't new, we know that, we've seen some plans during AEP just automatically show up one day and other days they disappear. So let's say I'm a Humana, or I'm contracted with Humana. I go to write someone with Humana. Guess what? I don't see it on my Integrity Connect permissions. All you have to do is go into here, self-attest, and it will unlock that for you for 24 hours. So if you know you're good to go with Humana and you call and say, Zach, am I good to go with Humana? And I say, yes, you're good to go. You're on a ready to sell report. You can go ahead and self-attest. And then it'll give you permission to take that application as well. Gonna go back here. Anytime you want to go back to the home, like your dashboard, just click the integrity logo. It takes you right there. I'm going to go through some of these newer things before I get into really like, where you take the apps and how you quote. Some cool things, if you don't have E&O, Integrity actually has its own E&O now. And you can apply through it through this area right here. It is a lot cheaper depending on what levels you need. In order to get a quote, you just plug in what you need, then it'll spit it back out at you. So you have that. Another thing as well, which is pretty cool, is Integrity is partnered with a bunch of these companies here. So Nike, Carnival, Apple, AT&T. You can get discounts through there as well. You don't have to have the E&O to get those discounts, just an Integrity Connect profile. So you can click on those. So I thought that was pretty cool. Marketing is another big, actually, I don't want to skip. Let's go to learning. So a lot of things people ask us, hey, I would love more on-demand training. So whether that's on Integrity Connect or carrier specific, you can find that in the Integrity Connect profile. So all you do is click on learning. If you're interested in software trainings, there's a bunch of different topics down here. Financial profiles, how to bid those, you name it, it's there. If you're interested in more Medicare specific carrier training, you can access that here as well. So as we see AmeriHealth, Aetna, you'll see a bunch of carriers on here. Doesn't necessarily mean that Divine or Neishloss is contracted with them. For example, like, Pacific Source, we don't have that, but it is somebody in Integrity does. So you can go through and click on trainings for the carriers that you're appointed with. The marketing tab is really nice because if you want to send out, birthday messages or whether that's text or email, you can start a new campaign and do that. So if you have a list of clients that are turning six or that are having a birthday in February, you can set that up to have them text or email a happy birthday wish from their insurance agent. Um, Production's pretty cool too. So now you can click on production and see actually what you're selling, where you're selling it, what your number one state is, what your number one carrier is, what your number one product is. Clients is where you're going to have all of your clients stored. So for example, you meet Zach Wilson out and I say, hey, I want you to talk to me about Medicare and you need to add me to your profile. All you have to do is click add new, first, last name, date of birth, all that fun stuff. You can put in here to create the contact. If you are operating outside of Integrity Connect and you say, Zach, I love this platform, I want everything imported into this platform, Good news. There's good news and bad news. Good news is first name, address, or first name, last name, address, date of birth, all that basic information will come over. The only things that won't are doctors and drugs. I'm being told it's a CMS issue or a compliance issue on why that can't happen, but I think I know Integrity's working on trying to find a solution where that would be, able to be done. So if you're interested in importing your clients, all you do is hit import. You download the template, copy and paste all of your information from your previous enrollment platform into the template, drag, drop, upload it, and they'll all show up into your clients list. So now let's see here. So if you have a quick quote, the quick quote tool is nice. You can use it for life or health. It's just located up in the right-hand corner. You click on health, you type in a zip code. It's going to show you what plans are available in that zip code, but it's not going to intake any doctors or drugs. You'll add those once you get to the next page. But what I like to do and what I really recommend those of you using the platform or new to the platform, create a test profile for yourself. So as you can see here, I have Zach Test. So this is where I created by just putting in name and some basic information. If you need to edit it at any time, obviously there's an edit button where you can update. If somebody moves from Philly to Pittsburgh or anything like that, you can update it there pretty easily. And then once you have this created, as we may or may not know, so if you're new to Medicare, what will dictate what plan is good for somebody versus what plan will not work with somebody is doctors, drugs, pharmacy information. Okay. So we need to make sure that the doctors that they see, the drugs that they take, the pharmacy they go to is in that plan's network. So how do you do that, Zach? Well, you click on medical profile, and as you can see, there's providers, prescription, pharmacy. The conditions is if just really for you, if somebody's a diabetic, and you might want to look at a C-SNP plan, you can put that, their type 2 diabetes, anything like that, you can put into conditions. It's really just for your knowledge, not going to take into effect anything when quoting Medicare specifically. So let's say we want to add a provider. And there's usually a Dr. Wilson somewhere. My mom probably wishes it was me, but we'll see if there's one in that zip code. And let's say I see Wilson Chan, the dentist. We'll add them. And let's see if there's another Wilson that's just a PCP. Well, it's not giving me that, so let's just type in Williams. I'm not getting any PCP, so we'll go with audiology for sake of time. So you add their providers. You can add as many as you want. I think the prescriptions cap you at like 20, I do believe. But let's say we go to prescriptions and they're on Olestrin. Add prescription. They're going to ask you the dosage per month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 years. The client will have all this information. We'll say that's a 26 bottle sold in the packages of two. We'll add that prescription. And let's say that's all they take. Oh, we forgot pharmacy. So let's just type in a CVS. We know there's one around there. They went to the one on Market Street. We have all their information. We are now ready to run a quote. So all you do is hit start quote. You can choose life or health, but primarily for today, we're going to look at health. And it'll take a minute and boom. So what it's going to do is it's going to show you all of the plans in that area. It's not always going to be the first one it shows. You're going to have to do a little digging sometimes, but normally the top three plans typically work best in that area. But we'll look here at Aetna. This is where I want to point out a couple of things, especially if you're new. What are we seeing right here? Well, my pharmacy's in network, my provider's not, and my prescriptions aren't. Okay. That's going to dictate that that plan is not going to work for that individual. Another thing that you're going to want to look at is this. As we've all known, if you were in this AEP and the AEP prior is, oh, this plan's great, but guess what? It's too good. It's getting overpopulated. So what happens is they say, hey, we need to slow down enrollment. So we're going to make this non-commissionable for the remainder of X. As you see here, this plan's still commissionable. Commissionable. Let's see if I can find one that's non. Yep, there we go. Clover. I heard a lot about Clover this year. It's non-commissionable. What's that mean to you? It means you can write the plan if you're appointed, but you're not going to get paid. Okay? And I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of AHIP, contracting, CE credits, everything that goes into becoming ready to sell Medicare. I want to get paid for it. So odds are, I'm not showing that plan. I'm looking at what is commissionable in that area. Okay? So, for sake of time as well, we're going to compare, right? Because everybody likes to see everything apples to apples, right? This platform allows you to compare up to 3 plans side by side. So, we're going to choose that Aetna. We're going to go with a Jefferson plan, and we're also going to throw Devoted into the mix. And we hit compare. It is going to show you line by line where these plans differentiate. Okay? All the way down to like everything about the plan is going to be side by side, line by line. Let's say you need access to, or let's say you want to send this to a client. All you do is hit share. You can send it in text or email format, and your client will get exactly what you're looking at to their mobile device or their computer. So that is another very good feature on this plan. This plan, I don't know about you guys, but this year I heard more people dragging their feet on making a decision than ever before. So let's say you've got that tough client that you just cannot get to the finish line and they need to think about it for a day or two. I always would recommend sending that comparison so they have it. They can sit home, feel really good about their decision whenever they do make one. And that's always a good recommendation. But let's say they want to go with Aetna. All you're going to do is hit the apply button and boom, it's going to take you directly to the application. Okay. Some of the positives on this, actually, the main one of my favorite things about this is when you take an application here and for whatever reason it doesn't show up as approved in your dashboard and you're not seeing it approved on the book on your book of business tab in your carrier portals, and you say, Bill, I'm missing Zach Wilson's app, man. I took it on Medicare on Integrity Connect. Great. What's your confirmation number? Oh, I do have a confirmation number. And guess what? Bill then sends it to me, and I say, take it to my people in Integrity and say, hey, this app was taken. Where is it? This happened a few times this year where people thought that they would have to go take a new app, but we were able to locate it because they took it on Integrity Connect. That's the positive. Let's look at a negative. Let's say you tell me you took it on Medicare Link or Sunfire. Guess what? Zach doesn't have direct eyes on that. So we're going to have to open a ticket, and it's just an extra level of waiting for someone to say, do you have this app or not? Okay. So if you take it here, we can get direct eyes on it and get a much faster resolution than if you say you took it on a Medicare Link or a Connecture platform, or I'm hearing Health Sherpa. We have nothing to do with Health Sherpa, so I can't locate that app. So keep that in mind, especially if you're new, right? I know a lot of us have been in this industry for a while and we're used to those habits, right? But once you make the transition to Integrity Connect, it's very, very simple. I always tell people Integrity Connect, it's not fail proof, right? Meaning if you go into login one day and it's not working for you, your backup should always be the carrier portals. That should be your backup. Because with the carrier portals, you take it on an IBC portal. Guess what? You can call IBC directly or reach out to one of us and we'll get in touch with IBC and say, hey, Laura Roan took this app on your portal. Like, do you have it or do you not? Laura can pick up the phone and say, hey, I took this app on your portal. Do you have it or not? That's going to be your backup, but this should be your primary. So again, you click apply, it takes you right to the application, you submit it, you get a confirmation number. Fantastic. Always make sure you get a confirmation number when you do submit an application. Another important thing, what else do we need when we are sitting with somebody is a scope of appointment. So, how do I send a scope of appointment out of here? I'm glad you asked. So, all you do is click on the client's profile that you need to send the scope to, hit contact, scope of appointment, send new SOA, and it's going to ask you if you want to text it to somebody or email it to them, and it goes right there. They complete it. It comes back to you to complete your portion, and then you're good to go. You have a standard, permission to contact form. It does track the 48-hour rule for you, which is nice. However, what if we're in a walk-in situation or we're in the last couple days of an enrollment period? You don't need the 48 hour. All you do is uncheck it and it takes it off. So it'll allow you to proceed moving forward as if it is a walk-in. So you have that as well. Another thing too to mention, Zach, how do I call out of this platform? So there's a couple things. You can call directly here. If you're sitting in front of your laptop, it will connect to your client. Or I always recommend downloading the Integrity for Agents app. It looks like the Integrity logo, which is this eye. So download that and you'll have the exact same capabilities as what I'm showing you today, actually on your phone or your tablet. So if you work off of, I know a lot of people work off an iPad or anything like that, you can find it in Apple and in the Google Play Store. So you have it there. Again, everything will be recorded and stored on that line. And just for your guys' knowledge, only sales appointments have to be recorded, not scheduling the appointment, anything like that. If the sale is actually going to take place over the phone, that's when you need those recording features and capabilities. Another cool thing in here, I know Bill's big on, well, before I jump into that, let me go through here as well. Medicare supplements, right? Zach, where do I quote med sups? So everything that I showed you was great for PDPs and MAPDs and those MA only plans for the veterans. But what about if I have somebody that wants a sup? All you do, and I'm going to go back because I kind of did that a little quick, if I can. Oh, there it is. So all I do is click that little logo. So your initials up in the right-hand corner, click CSG app. CSG app is going to allow you to quote SUPs. Never use it for Med Advantage. You can use it for like hospital indemnity, dental vision, simplified issue life, things like that. But I know there's some better tools out there for life insurance. But MedSup run quote. And I'm just going to use mine. 15317, Washington County. That's a female. We're going to go with Plan G, get quote. Now, before where I showed you, Integrity Connect is going to go based off your selling permissions. Okay, so it's going to show you what you're appointed with. What CSG won't do is go off of your actual permissions. So you're going to see things on here like a Nassau Life. We don't contract with them. However, they're going to show up when you run a quote. But it's going to show you can have it based off price, anything like that. It's going to show you what the rates are, some of the things people look for, how many years they are in the market, also the AM's best rating as well. You'll see here too, now most med sups have to be done through the carrier portals. However, there are some where it allows you to take it right in CSG. So if you ever see an apply now button, that means you can take the app right in the portal. So INA is going to be formerly known as ACE. So if you guys are appointed with ACE, it's now Insurance Company of North America. And then also like things like AFLAC, things like that. Woodman Life, you can apply straight through the portals as well. Now, I know you guys are big into leads and looking at different opportunities. I know the Divine Insurance agents don't like to sit on their hands and wait for business to come. They like to go find it, or they like to help people that are looking for someone to help. Okay. This is what's called Lead Marketplace. It used to be called Lead Center. What's nice about this is you can buy life or health leads. So let's say I want to go health and I want internet leads. And I can now select a partner, but you don't need to select it. Let's go with the state of Pennsylvania. And let's go with Bucks County. Okay, so as you can see, it looks very similar to a weather map, right? So I don't know, Bill, look, it looks like a high concentration in the Philly area and in the Pittsburgh area. So that's good. Where you see red is where most of the leads are going to be generated from. So all you do is kind of click in here, and let's say I'm in Montgomery County and I want Montgomery County leads. Here's your different options. You got exclusive Medicare supplement leads. These are going to be the ones that are 0 to 5 days old. So if I'm in Montgomery County and I want to get in touch with somebody about a Medicare sup, I'm probably buying that at $18 because it's only been there for max 5 days. As you can see, it gets cheaper, but they've been sitting around a little bit longer. So you have those, there are ACA leads in there as well. And all you do is very similar to Amazon. Let's say I want that. I'm going to add it to my cart, and then I'm going to go through the checkout process. So you can do this like what some agents will do is, let's say there's a great opportunity in the state of Ohio, but I live in Philly, but I'm licensed to sell and I'm appointed in Ohio. You can go into Ohio and you can buy leads wherever. You can buy leads in California. It's all there for you as long as you're approved and appointed to sell in that area. So that's nice. You can also do a campaign. So campaigns are going to be real-time leads, and that's where I'm going to switch back over to this tab. That's where this I'm available button, where you can toggle on and off, is going to make sense because obviously they're not going to try to pass you a lead if you're on vacation, you're not in front of your computer. But let's say you're sitting at home and you're doing some office work, but you want to start a campaign and you want real-time leads coming to you. All you do is create a campaign, name it, call. You can also do data, but essentially, whatever one you pick, once you click I'm available, it's going to send you leads with someone on the phone. So, for example, if I'm working at Plan Enroll and I pick up the phone and I've got a consumer looking for a Medicare Advantage plan, I'm going to call Bill if he's available and say, "Hey, Bill, I have Mr. Chris Holmes on the line. He's new to Medicare. He's looking for a Medicare Advantage plan, but isn't opposed to looking at a sup. Are you available to take this call?" And Bill says, "Absolutely. Send Chris on over." That's when you'll get charged for that real-time transfer lead. Also, if you are interested in leads, and you do sign up or are already signed up for Integrity Connect, watch your emails. So they put out promo codes all the time for as little as 10% off, all the way up to I've seen 50% off. So watch your email, and that's a great way to save money, especially if you're looking to try this out. Okay. Now back to this portal. Um, Really, Bill, I kind of covered everything. Um, so if there's anything else you want me to highlight, let me know. If not, I pretty much gave you guys a really good, not as in-depth as I normally like. If you really want an in-depth one, I would go into the learning tab because it's going to focus on what you want to focus on. So if it's lead marketplace, there's a full training on that will walk you through each step, how to set up a campaign, how they work, what's successful, things like that. You can find it in the learning tab and then go and do your training through that as well. But yeah, other than that, Bill, anything else you needed me to touch base on?
No, that was awesome. Unless anyone has any questions for Zach. Any questions for Zach?
Me. Me. Okay. Hi, Zach.
Hi.
Um, and thank you, Bill and Zach, for bringing this to us. I always love learning more about integrity. This is an awesome platform. But I have a couple of things that happened this past year, and I know the platform went through a lot of changes and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I needed to speak to someone, so maybe you can help me.
Yeah.
Um, so um, First of all, there were some duplicates of names that were on the contacts. Um, are they able to fix that on Integrity side? Because you don't know who.
Um, Yeah, so we did get reports of that. What I would recommend you do, and this really will go for anybody, regardless of what the issue is, whether it's duplicate clients, whether it's a carrier not showing up, I always recommend everyone to clear your cache and cookies out of your web browser, close that web browser down, then reopen it, log back in, and see if it fixed the issue. It sounds very, very like
Okay.
small, but we've found that fixed about 90% of the issues that were going on with Integrity Connect. So, Chris, try that, see if it works. If it doesn't, shoot me an email, and we can kind of go from there. I can help you troubleshoot that.
Okay. The other issue was that kindly, and please, I'm not trying to say anything negative.
No,
Kindly,
no.
um, Integrity Connect let me know that there were, I think, 3 or 4 applications that had not been completed in the system. Um, which I was really shocked that they let me know, right? So
Yeah.
I asked them, could you please tell me, who they are? And they sent me this little spreadsheet that gave me the name of the company, name of the carrier, the area, the city and state that they were in, the people that were in, and some other little information that wasn't applicable. And that's all they gave me. And I said, well, what's the name of the client? And they said, well, we can't give that to you because that's HIPAA. Okay. So I'm freaking out. I had people I have lots of people all over the place. And they
Yeah.
said, just go through your names and see if you see applications submitted. Zach, it's AEP. My wild as cat hair. I could not go through every single person. First of all, it doesn't tell me that I sent them an application.
Yeah.
That's the first problem. It's not a problem, but I mean, I wouldn't know, right?
Yeah.
So it was really frustrating. Don't give me the other information. Just give me the name of the person and let me back into
Right.
that. And I really went around the block with the chat thing going on over there,
Yeah.
trying to get the name. So that was a little frustrating. So maybe they could say, just give the agent the name of the person. Don't give me their
Right.
city and state. You have 50 people in a
Right.
city and state. You don't have time to go through all that.
Right. Yeah,
And
I
they,
get you.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know what's happened there. I guess they'll call me if something's wrong, but whatever, you know. And the only other one is that when I send out when you do the comparison,
Yeah.
when I send that to the client, they don't get that beautiful picture that we get. Some of them get it really weird.
Yeah, I will speak on that. That was a glitch that should be fixed because we were having issues with that I would say probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And it was a nationwide issue going
Pickup.
on.
Hmm.
To my recollection, that they have since fixed that.
Oh, good.
So if you want to try sending that to maybe like a friend or something, just seeing what they
Right.
see, or try to send it to yourself using
Okay.
a test profile, you can do that as well and scrub it and let me know if it fixed or not.
Okay.
Um, but I'm glad you brought up a couple of things. So, what is going to be really nice, and this is how far advanced they're taking this, is with all of the plan terminations, disruptions, providers going out of network,
Mm.
wouldn't it be nice to be alerted or have a client flagged that, hey, this person might be in a plan that's terminating?
Mhm.
That is starting to come out and it's going to continue to get better to the point where, hey, it's getting ready to AEP, you're doing your prep work, you go into your clients and you scroll, it's going to flag and say, like, hey, Chris, you might want to talk to Bill because Bill's PCP doesn't look like it's going to be in network on the plan that they're in next year.
Right.
So I do know like that stuff is coming. Hey, this client is in a terminated plan. I saw that popping up already. Um, so they are going to take this advance, but to the point of what you said, Chris, try those couple of things. If it doesn't work for you, please just shoot me an email, and
Sure.
we'll be able to handle that. And I will tell you guys too, and thank you for bringing this up because it's one thing I didn't show. The live chat button is down here in the corner. So you have the Ask Integrity, and then you have live chat. Ask Integrity is pretty cool because let's say you're in the car, you're on your way to an appointment. You can actually on your mobile device say, hey, Integrity, bring up your app and say, can you tell me about Bill Fagans? I'm on my way to his house now. And whatever notes you put in, it'll be like, Bill's an Eagles fan. Bill's active in his church. Bill also likes to go hiking on the weekends or whatever. So your kind of memories refreshed on your way to that appointment, which is kind of cool.
Hmm.
But the live chat feature, I'm not going to lie to you, was very, very frustrating during AEP
Hmm.
because what they were doing is if you had a problem with the software, they were reverting you back to me or Neishloss and Fleming. And it's like, well, we can't fix that. Like, you guys fix that. However, it is, I would assume, with AEP being over and OEP, obviously, OEP is going to be just as big. that live chat feature is going to get a lot better and a lot more customer friendly because a lot of feedback went to it where it was like that wasn't able to help me at all. Um, so keep that in mind. But try those couple things and let me know if it works. Good
And just
questions.
let
And thank you for the feedback.
let
All
them
right.
know that send us the names. Just don't send us the other stuff. That can be
Yeah,
gone. Thank you.
exactly.
Thank you.
Yep. No problem.
So definitely Zach will put his email inside the chat, for you guys.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show you guys my portal, Integrity Connect. And if you guys don't have it, just check. I put my link inside the chat so you guys can jump on it. And if you have a contract with Divine, then you guys will have access to Integrity Connect on the health side. Some of you guys might have it on the life side, but you don't have it on the health side. Like a lot of these things that you guys are seeing, you will not see this on the health side. And some of you guys, may not see it on the life side. So, but if you don't have a contract with us and you're like, hey, I already have that integrity tool, you probably don't have it on the health side. Also, and Zach was there showing you guys, we cross sell. There's cross selling tools in there, guys, that you can just click on. When he was doing the comparisons, you could click on hospital indemnity, you could click on cancer, you could click on other things too in there too. All right. So, guys, this tool is free. The CRM is free. I'm on it every day. I can look for leads, especially leads that call you. Those are the main leads that we want, those type of campaigns. And sometimes we get deals that we see a lot of deals too, where those are $9 or if you catch a good deal on that. And those are the ones that call you or even life insurance leads, guys. So health insurance, they have it. There's a little referral too. Like if you guys have some brokers, anyone, they'll send you some Integrity Connect bucks. I'm just going to say that. And
Yeah.
that helps, with some helps you guys as well too. You guys could take my code. You guys get $25. I get 50. I use them just to buy leads for brokers all the time. So you guys can jump in, but I will shoot you guys my link as well if you guys don't have an integrity portal. All right. So I just want to say that I'm gonna get off integrity right now and get into asking you guys.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, thanks for all the information. Zach, just wanted to know when you send over a quote, do you have to have it confirmed that you have the scope of appointment done? Do you have to have that, or you could just send? I just want to make sure I'm meeting all the rules.
Would recommend collecting a scope before sending out any quotes, just because if it turns into you're almost eliminating a step and kind of pre-preparing. So I would have the scope of appointment, but then you can also send the exact quote, immediately after as well. But I would collect that scope before sending out everything, any type of quote, just to make sure you're compliant.
Okay, then. Okay. Thank you. Mhm.
No problem, Jacqueline.
I have
Yeah,
a question.
Sure.
Good morning, Zach. Good morning, everybody. My
Morning.
question was, Zach, when you were showing us the different comparisons between the insurance agencies, I wanted to know if the HRA will populate if we would do the application inside Integrity as opposed to inside the carrier's platform.
Yeah, so some will, it depends on the carrier, others will not. And what I can do is actually send Bill a chart that will actually show you whether you could take it in Integrity Connect or you have to take it through the carrier portal. So it all just depends on the carrier, but I can get that over to Bill and he can blast that out to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Yep. No problem. So I wanted to ask you guys some questions too, because for the sake of time, and as we're showing other brokers this opportunity, and what we do here with Neishloss and Divine is that it's very unique, guys. I've been doing Medicare for 20 years now, so a lot of brokers call me to close their deals. Not saying that they can't sell, it's just because it's just been drilled in my head so long, guys. It's almost like a doctor. It's just it's unconsciously unconscious that I just know it. And these plans, when we set up these game plans, guys, we set these plans up 6 months ahead of time. Like we start in June. Like when I'm talking to Zach and Chris, we're targeting AEP in June. Like we're already campaigning, we're setting things up. And a lot of you brokers out here don't know that. You thinking, well, I'm just going to sell, do an AP, and I'm gonna find out everything. No, you already lost. You lost the game. That's it. And it's really roulette. It's not even chess or checkers where you got a couple moves. No, you either make the move or you lose. It's either a winner or a loser. It's really roulette. You know, it's red or black. That's it. And what's going to come out, we can already see what color it is the second June or July comes around, because we're hearing rumors. We know what's going on with the state. If it's a hidey fighty plans, if the state's moving there, if plans are pulling out, hospital networks are pulling out, you have to stay in tune with the health insurance companies just as much as the market doing AEP. So what we teach here, which is different, why people join and work with Divine, is because you guys have access to me, to a veteran broker. And there's not too many veteran brokers out here, guys. I know like maybe 7 of them. I always say that in Philly, that's been doing it as long as me. That's just been thrown into it. We didn't have all these tools back then, guys. We barely even had broker support. Okay. We didn't have all these rules. There was no AHIP. There was no nothing. You can knock on doors back then. And that was the first rule they stopped, was knocking on doors or cold calling. Okay. I came from all the way back then, all the way to now, had one CMS complaint, not one. Okay. On anything, because I'm going to tell you guys what to tell your clients based on what they currently have, what special election they need. That's why we write all year round. We write all year round. Because you guys need to know how to, sell, even if you're a rookie or a beginner. And I want to hear from some rookies, first years in. I want to hear from you guys too. Tell your stories, that when you guys call me, and let's say it's Philly, Jersey, Delaware, some of you guys have been veterans with me for 15 years on this Zoom. But when you guys call me, 99% of the time, you'll get your answer, or I'll get right back to you with an answer. They'll call me the Medicare guru, not to toot my own horn. It's just that you need somebody like that, because it's a lot of brokers, yourself, or with other FMOs, and they're just giving you guys contracts. There's no skill set training. There's no strategic marketing. There's no getting ready, to penetrate this market. There's no strategy to anything. There's no grassroots, nothing. Like right now in the Philadelphia and the 5 counties, or even New Jersey and Delaware, we are going to be in pharmacies next week. Why? Because they're going through a whole bunch of hell right now because of tier 3 drugs. They lost their plans. They're going inside these pharmacies right now. And we have a national pharmacy contract with one of the carriers. So we're going in there and we'll get leads all day. We could be in there a couple hours a day, 3 days a week or something. And we're just collecting leads. Are those clients are going to go on one carrier? No, they know that. They already know that. But the point is that pharmacist will lead, instead of the clients beating up the pharmacist. They just scared to scan a barcode. They're not there to, negotiate prices, so they're going to send them over to us. But you guys are buying leads, spending money, because you don't know how. It's not final expense. Medicare is not final expense. I'm sorry. You don't just buy a lead, you sell them, and you give them a premium, and this is how much it costs. It's completely the opposite of that. It's more service driven. Okay. Everyone that has Medicare A or B, and some people don't even know, they might just get it. They might come off an employer plan. You need to call a veteran. You can't take them off. They might have Champ Care. You do not put them into a Medicare Advantage plan, but you guys don't know that. But you're in a DMV, or you're in some areas, they might have an employer plan. They get 66 days if they're going to leave their employer. There's so many different special elections, guys, that you guys don't know. I know it like the back of my head. That's why brokers call me and say, hey, Bill, I have this scenario for you. What's that? It's not a scenario I haven't sat with. Are they a retiree? Maybe they're a dual, and I'm talking about alignment because they're in Pennsylvania. Maybe they're a dual in the Delaware market and it's fighty. That's fully integrated. Like, man, you have to pick a plan. You have to be aligned with your state managed care organization, your MCO plan. That I don't make the rules. They just doing it. You will not have coverage next year. But what happened to my Humana? It's gone. What happened to my Aetna? It's gone. What happened to my Cigna? It's gone. It's not an aligning state awarded managed care organization plan there in Delaware. You have to work with this one company here. You only have 3 choices. And this one is the best one now because they give you the most bucks, because all the clients want is, what do my doctors take it? My hospitals take it. And can I get more out of a debit card? That's all the duals care about. Okay. But you guys need to know that mindset, because I'm talking about mindset and strategy here. You need to know those plans going into 2027. And you guys need to get with us, with Neishloss and Divine, to get out of those bad contracts that you guys are in, that you're watching right now on YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube, like, well, I'm stuck in a contract. No, you're not. You can get releases right now. This is the time to get releases, to come over to us and learn our strategies, our marketing. So now you're writing all year round, not just doing AEP. We write all year round. We combo everything. Everything's a combo, guys. You guys should know that when you pull up to fast food restaurants, you're more likely you're getting a combo. Every client is getting a combo from me. They're getting some life insurance. I'm looking at their life insurance in the house. I'm quoting in the house. It doesn't mean I'm writing it in the house. I'm quoting. I'm getting them prepped and prepared to get better coverage. Maybe a will, living will, power of attorney. I'll be back. I already got their information. I got their Medicare information. I have their social. I have their address. I have everything. To get them a better plan or a lower price, or maybe they're in a graded policy and I can get them first day coverage. I'm doing them a service. I am their broker of record. I always tell clients, hey, in Medicare plans, hey, I can change you any time of the year, and I can, because we'll find a special election. The government pays me the same rate in this state, no matter what plan I pick for you. I am not biased to plan. It's which one that fits you. You guys don't even know, even that language right there calms the client down in the home. I even tell that to brokers when they're three-waying me with the clients. They say, hey, this is Bill Fleming, this is my director. I say, hey, man, yes, you can look at this plan right here. We get paid the same no matter what plan we look at, if it's Aetna or if it's WellCare. But this year, WellCare is giving rollover. It's giving you this, more transportation, more this compared to your Aetna. That's our job, is to do that, is to do comparisons, not to sell one product for one company. And then also, we want to make sure that we own our book of business. We don't want some FMO taking your book of business because you want to leave them. They give you some crappy leads, because anything free in Medicare, any free leads in Medicare, they own your book. Don't you dare say, no, I still own my book. I still get paid by the carrier. Anything you're signing what is called an agency agreement, any type of outside agency agreement, you will not see it here. They own your book of business. There's no free lunches in Medicare. Okay. So I just want to say that because I want to open it up right now to some brokers of why you guys joined Divine, why you're with Divine, why you're working with Neishloss, the things I have done with you guys. I want to hear from you guys, of how I helped you using my experience to sell and make this one of the best AEPs ever. I want to hear from you guys, from anyone.
I'll go first, gladly. Good morning, everybody. Let me come off camera.
And tell who you are and everything. Yeah.
My name is Andrea Harris, and I am a part of Divine Insurance Group. I got introduced to Bill by way of another director for the life insurance side. And then when I got over here, realized that the Medicare part the health side was taking place over here too. And so we just connected and cut through all the chase. I'm here, right? And listen, this is my second AEP. My first one was last year, and this year, 25, was my second AEP. And I just want to tell you that Bill is the truth. He is, I said to him several times, I said, when I look up Medicare in the dictionary, I see your face because you are the definition of Medicare. He knows this, and he said it unconsciously, conscious. He knows this stuff like it's nothing. And every day I'll call Bill. He would help me. He would help me with my clients. I had a different group. I had a good AEP, this year, and I had some new clients that referred me to other clients, and I had people who had supplements. I helped them get out of their supplements. They have been paying over $200 some for 14 years per month for their supplements, and I was able to help them with Bill's advisement to get into other kind of plans to save them money. They were happy, their families were pleased, and just walking me through and teaching me is like on the job training, that I was learning so much information being I I wasn't as scared this AEP as I was last year, because of being so regulated. But Bill basically, he didn't hold my hand. He just came alongside me and guided me through every single every single application. I'm telling you, I would not have been able to get through it with as much with as much confidence, because even talking to some of the brokers that's on our in our group, they were even sharing with me saying that, although this was my second AEP, it was like their first because of all the changes that they had seen this AEP in comparison to other years that they have done AEPs, and with the changes being so numerous that it was like a new AEP for everybody. And so having Bill as I was using everybody's broker support, the carrier's broker support, but Bill was broker support too. And we had a little joke and said, "Is broker support open?" And he said, "Yes, and this just, I really cherish, or I cherish, I value his expertise, and everything he's doing is like, I'm a mimic. I want to mimic because, like he said, he's a veteran in this, and he can walk us through, and he has not let me wrong. He hasn't let me wrong. And what I also like about it, like I said before, is that it's teachable moments every single time. And he doesn't, when you're on a three-way, the speaker with your client, it also puts the client at ease that they know that the person that they're sitting in front of is tied to someone who is just spitting this stuff out, so it gives them confidence in me as their broker. And I don't hide it from them that I'm new. I don't tell them that I'm new, but I always tell them I'm gonna refer to my director. I'm gonna refer to my business partner, my business colleague, and it just went well. So, I thank God for Bill, and I thank God for Bill's willingness and his accessibility. And do you always get him when you call? No, because he's out there in AEP too. But one thing for sure is Bill's going to call you back. And he hasn't let me down. So I just wanted to share that, and I'm glad to be a part of Divine. I'm glad to be a part of Neishloss, and thank you, Zach, for the information.
Yeah, I really appreciate that too, Andre. I mean, it's I know you came over from another agency, and some people get tied up into those contracts. They don't learn anything. They keep your book of business, and you think they're feeding you something, but they're not. So I just want to say I appreciate that. Anyone next?
Bill,
Chris.
I'm gonna get on it.
Chris probably been with me the longest, guys.
I think Bill and I've been together in this party since it started, just about
Mm-hmm.
a long time. And I just can't tell you, I have so appreciated Bill forever. And back when I was younger, we did really good work together, and Bill's just been a stone, just a pillar in my book. And now that I'm older and I forget a lot of stuff, I know I can call Bill so he can remind me what it is.
Right.
So he is just always there and available, and he has taken me through so many opportunities, um, a lot of stuff, and it's just been a great ride. And he's just been a wonderful teacher and friend. And I've loved this company that we're with now, the Neishloss and the Medicare Center, and all this has just been just a wonderful opportunity for us to build our business. And I'm looking forward to 26, Bill.
We're doing it now. We're getting 26 together now. A lot of changes, and I
I'm
keep up,
still
guys.
here.
Hey, that's what matters. Chris, you're gonna be around for a long time. I'm telling
Oh,
you.
thank you. And kudos to everybody, all us veterans that have lived through 2024 first. That was a really ugly year.
Right.
Now, 2025, I thought 2024 was my worst year ever to work through. 2025, I nearly lost my mind. So I'm hoping things are going to shake out, and all of you people that are here today and are not hiding under your desk, God bless you. Let's get it on. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Anyone else? I thank you, Chris.
Well, I
Yeah,
would be,
I'll
hello,
go.
first of all,
Okay, I'll wait.
Go ahead. We keep going. We're gonna keep going, guys. Go ahead.
well, I was just going to say real quick, thanks for the presentation, Zach, as always, for helping me out. And for Bill, I would be remiss not to say anything because you're the GOAT of Medicare. And thanks for being supportive and just providing the tools that we need to get things done in this environment and in this industry. Because, coming from an educational background, working with children, mentally it's so different in this space. And it's so regulated and just so many factors that can make it quite confusing. But I do appreciate you. I always want you to know that you're appreciated, and many blessings to you and your family.
Thank you so much, Miss Jackie. Really appreciate you too joining the team last year. Miss Jackie's always been at meetings and everything, learning a lot. And she did a lot of grassroots. She built her book of business up here, she always comes out to events because we do so much grassroots. You just benefit just coming in the office just alone of just watching us, produce. It motivates people because we're writing all year round. So thank you so much, Miss Jackie. Go ahead, whoever's next.
It's Naya. Can you guys hear me?
I get you, Naya.
Great. I'm new to the group, and I was referred to Bill through maybe one of the veterans who's been in for a while. She's in Divine as well. But when I say a godsend, because I came from a company that I didn't know, I'm brand new to all this. So I'm new to the license and being licensed. So I felt like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But now that I have Bill, it just feels like I know he's like God said, and I'm going to be all right. Because even when he can't reach back out to me, he reaches back out to me as soon as he can. And I so appreciate that. You make me feel comfortable. You don't make me feel like even though I don't know a lot, you make me feel like just keep hanging in there. Now you're gonna get it. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna be right here for you, and I just appreciate you so much. So if this is how my beginning is gonna be, I can't do nothing but win.
That's right. I appreciate it. Yeah, you will. I mean, Andrea was like the same thing too, kind of like stumbled across, just didn't know where to go because sometimes you get contracts outside of, you don't have a hub, you don't have a home, or you just don't have somebody you can call that knows the plans. Like you have to be in the game, guys. Like you got to know this craft. You got to know the field. You got to know what's going on out there in those streets because that's where you're at. We're dealing with clients. You have to know this thing. I mean, Medicare is just a different sell, guy. It is great. It's very fruitful. The residuals is great, but you want to own that book. You want to make sure you are somebody that's talented, that can teach and train, and you can watch his success on, Facebook. So thank you so much, Naya. Go ahead. Anyone else?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
Bill.
Q.
Hey, good morning or good afternoon, everyone. My story is similar to Chris. I know Bill for like, this has to be like 13 years now.
Mm-hmm.
13 going on 14 years. We started with Lincoln Heritage, and then of course he branched off into another area doing life insurance. And then for years, Bill has told me to, get into the health insurance side game. I ignored him for years and years and years, and all of a sudden the epiphany went off on my dad path, to channel on the side. And since then, Bill has been a great friend and mentor to me on the health side. It has did great years. Last year, for one, when I joined his team, um, had great numbers, the best numbers in Delaware as far as one of the agents being here. And then this year, it wasn't so peachy. I mean, I still hit great numbers, but I had a rocky times with things that went on. But Bill was right there with me, kept my spirit up, and tell me just keep on rolling. And that's one things you're not going to find everywhere, that people are in your corner to help you no matter what. whether it's good or bad. So, Bill, I want to thank you for being a friend, a mentor, and everything else that you are to me and showing up to Delaware. He comes from Pennsylvania and comes all the way to Delaware and helps me if I'm short doing events. So he does go the extra mile for you, which I love, and I appreciate you, my brother.
Hey, listen, let me tell y'all about Quali, about Henry, guys. So Q, I know Q was tearing it up in Medicare. We talked, we got back up together, and it's been heaven sent. And he was able to see a lot of things on Facebook, just like a year or two ago, guys, of what we were doing and making some transitions, making some different moves when it comes to Medicare. And we definitely wanted to align to come together because he's blowing up his broker firm down there. And if you guys, if we have brokers on the line from Delaware, this is the team you need to be with because when you make these relationships with certain carriers, they start feeding you leads, they start helping you grow. They know that you're a writer out there. They start giving you events. You want to be with a group and a team like the tag team, that's up and coming and growing. If a carrier says, "Hey, we're going to give it to Q," and his team, you want to do that. That's a secret, gem in Medicare, guys, because I get handouts all the time, but I earn those handouts though. Okay. They do favors for us. They give us leads. They give us data. They give us, certain stuff, secret sauce that you guys that everyone else is not getting. Why? Because that FMO is not privileged to it, or they're not getting events, or they're not getting things sponsored or paid for. They're not having parties. I mean, guys, and that's another thing. We have parties. We do a lot. We do a lot of events, guys, right on my Facebook. So you can't say that. And Q and them, they do a lot of events. They're building their brand, their book. And for any brokers that are watching this, again, and if Q sends you that, just know that working with Q and his team in Delaware at that Heidi state is probably the most powerful team. And they're going to be giving everything to with certain carriers because they're heavy hitter writers. You want to be with heavy hitters. Get those releases, join Q and his team, and get with the tag team. So you guys are writing all year round because the benefits that him and his team are getting, okay, are incredible. And these carriers want to do that, but they won't do it for everybody. They'll do it for, a heavy hitters. They'll do it for a team that's up and coming and growing, and they'll start giving them these things. We're paid direct by some of these carriers, and some carriers we got to get paid by the FMOs, but we know which ones, hey, we need to write this one. We get paid by the carriers. We get paid quick. We're getting leads. We're getting CVS stores. Like I just got a whole bunch of CVS's, all of them in Philadelphia. And if I, all, not one, all CVS's in Philadelphia for my team. Okay. So you talking about free, didn't cost us a dime. But you sitting there and you guys are brokers, and I know we're going over time, but you guys are sitting there and you're like, I got to pay $50 for leads. I got to pay nothing. The pharmacy, the pharmacists, the people out there, they're going to send us leads. Q is going to get leads. We still have people that we got to call back. We still have brokers we got to call back. We have so much data leads. Now we just need writers. We just need people that are going to help train you, hold your hand, make those initial calls. When Q calls me up, and it could be in Philly, it could be in Delaware, I'm helping them right away as an upline should. If he needs me to come to Delaware, whenever he said, hey, come to Delaware to an event, guess what? I'm there talking to clients, So this is what the uplines do, because a lot of them don't do this, guys. They just hand out contracts, agency agreements, tell you got some free leads, maybe around AEP, and that's it. And they own your book of business, and you want to leave and you can't. Okay. So I just want to state this because Q and them, they're writing a lot of clients down there. Everyone on here is you guys are seeing clients now. You're probably thinking like Medicare is dead right now. No. This is the best time. This OEP is AEP. They're going to the pharmacy. They're figuring out things right now. They're paying extra. They don't qualify for SSBCI right now. Okay. They're like, oh, I can't get food anymore. Like, well, no, you don't have a chronic condition. Well, no, my broker didn't tell me that. Great. We'll flip you over here. We'll get you a better plan. We'll get you some rollover benefits. Oh, that's just $300 a quarter in Band-Aids. You get a better plan over here. We get you aligned over here. We are experienced pro sniper. This is a SEAL team special unit, guys, okay, of training that you guys are getting from me and Zach because we're keeping you in the loop. We got training, you got a CRM, and guess what? You're not paying for anything, just a little bit of time, and you're servicing those clients, and those commission checks are coming in, and you own that book. So I just want to say this. I want Zach to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate you,
Yeah.
Q. Unless anyone else has to say anything, I know we went over 10 minutes, but I want Zach to wrap this up. And we just want to tell you guys, thank you for this great AEP. We had one of the most successful AEPs I have ever been in because of the market, disruption that happened this time. We can dominate and you can profit off of it. So I just want to thank you guys that we did this right for the last 6 months and we're seeing our fruits coming in this month. In fact,
Hey, Bill, this is Joe. Let me
oh, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry, Joe.
That's all right. Everybody gave you your flowers. I can't give you no more. You won't have any more room. So I just want to say kudos to everybody. I concur with what everybody said, and let's make this as a strong as 26 year. And with Bill leadership, I think we'll make it to the mountain.
I also want to say something. I haven't been with Divine that long, but I've been in Medicare for 17 years. And I have to say, I am with several brokers, but I am moving all my stuff over to Divine. So just what Bill was saying is that the training, the opportunities, if I can get a go-getter like Bill behind me, I am definitely dropping all my other situations and moving everything over to here. So yeah, I agree with Joe. I'm not going to give you no more flowers. You already got them. And the fact that Bill will recognize you by sight. I was super shocked that Bill can just say, hey, how you doing? And then as a personal thing, he also helps you with other opportunities. So yes, he's all about Medicare. He's all about insurance. He's all about helping people. But if you have something else that you can help other brokers, he's also there to help you with that too. So thank you, Bill. Thank you, Zach. And thank you for the great opportunity just to say thank you.
Thank you, Tina. Appreciate that.
All right, I'm going to jump in here. So, Bill, I know everybody's giving you flowers. We're going to have to open up a florist, but I want to speak on what the difference is in just what I see. Okay, so I'm active on social media. I know I'm friends with Bill. I'm friends with Q. And if you're not friends with me, send me a friend request, Zach Wilson. I always like to see what people are doing out there. But here's where Bill sets apart. So as I said before, we're a national FMO. So I have partners like Bill all throughout the country. I would say on Bill caliber, I have about 12 other ones that I would put in that realm. But where Bill stands out is like, I'm on Facebook watching a game or doing something at home on a Saturday. Bill's out doing an event with one of his agents. Bill is constantly drumming up opportunities that others just simply don't do. We at Neishloss are very heavily involved in a lot of networking groups, NIA being one of them. And if you guys aren't in NIA, I would highly suggest looking at it. It's a great organization. But I'm in NIA in Philly. Next thing I know, I see Bill there. We're having a cocktail, chopping it up about what we're going to do for the future and what this thing looks like. And guys, I will tell you, like, forget the pretenders and get with a contender, right? It's kind of cliche, but that's what comes to mind when we're talking about Bill, Divine, and I would throw Q into that category and Laura and all these other great agents. They want to help people. They want to build their distribution channels. They want to help. And that's the biggest thing. I'm going to say it again. Help people. Yes, it's about the money, but when you help and do good, the money comes. And that's where Bill is. And we're very grateful to have him as one of our partners. And just the last thing to wrap this up, if you have that upline that is not responding to your phone calls, not responding to your emails, requesting a release, let us know. There are ways to put an intent to transfer where you may have to wait 30, 60, or 90 days, but eventually you'll move over. And the good thing about that is it's not going to stop your production. You can still write, but when that 90, 60, or 30 days is up, you're going to be writing with Divine and you're going to be writing under Neishloss. So if you do have those unresponsive FMOs that we all know are out there that don't want to release anybody, let us know and we'll tell you the process. But, if you are on Divine already, if you are on Tag, you're in a good spot. I mean, you're in a great spot. I'm going to say one thing because I drove all the way to Delaware to meet with Q at an agent recruiting event. And I wasn't the only one there. We had carrier reps. WellCare rolled out the red carpet for Q for this event and brought in all the top people from New York, New Jersey. I think New York, New Jersey, Philly. There were 3 or 4 different people there from WellCare. So they don't just do that with anybody. Trust me, guys. I have principals that don't get a lot of my time because they're not doing good. They're not doing the right things or putting the plan into action. Bill puts the plan into action and already is planning ahead. And that is the biggest thing. So, if you're interested in learning more, I'm wide open. Bill, Q, anybody else on this call, we're all very responsive. So anything you guys need, any questions, concerns, any type of, anything you need, let us know. We'll get you hooked up. But great things with Divine Insurance coming in the future. So thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. And thank you guys all for on here. We're going to let this go. We're going to put this up on YouTube, guys, so you guys can use this. If you know any other brokers looking for an opportunity, right now, especially after AEP, they can get a release, they can get transferred, we get them trained up. You guys can build, organizations, your agency too. Thank you, Joe, too. You're building your agency up here too in Philadelphia. So to all the leaders like Laura and Q and everyone, they're trying to build their business up. This is the year to do that, to get people in, to cross sell. This year, guys. So thank you, Zach, Neishloss, Chris Holmes out there, and everyone, guys. And we'll catch you guys on the next Zoom.
Hey, Bill, be careful. When you get up, you'll float to the ceiling with that big head.
I knew that was coming from Chris. I appreciate that. Love you too. All right, guys.
Thank you.
I'm on my way to
See you
float.
guys.